You are. All right.
Ooh, Dapio.
Yo,
Hello,
what's
hello.
good? Hey, it's your boy Dev Hill here with Miss Polly. How you doing, Miss Polly?
I am well. I am well.
All right. Well, all right. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. And yeah, today we're gonna talk about Cat Williams. So apparently he got on to Shannon Sharp show club Shay Shay and pretty much just started talking about a whole bunch of celebrities. And we do got a video clip right here that we're gonna go ahead and start it up, and let's just get it cracking right off the bat.
This is a televised joke that Mark Curry helped me punch up and get to the level that it was. The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business, and it's a man unit. Then you ask it, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same Negro that hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good Obercabe and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have range. I played a lot of characters, 60 movie roles. I'm not playing Katt Williams in there. I can't do that because
But I mean, that's wild as hell, man. That's
It is.
wild,
It is.
yeah. Now,
It
I
is.
mean, yeah, I mean, when I first seen the clip and he said that he had a man unit, that's wild as hell, man. Because I was young as hell when Steve Harvey had that, I guess, quote unquote hairstyle. So I don't know. I thought it was real. I
I
don't
did
know if he
too.
has.
No, I
You
did
know,
too. I did too. I think this is like you said, like this is like one of the I mean, this could probably be like one of the biggest like topics that are coming out right now, especially like when we're talking about people coming out and making a big statement for the beginning of the year. I mean, this is going to be probably talked about as one of the biggest moments of 2024 in general. So, to start off, us even having to show this is going to be like something that is going to not just affect now, but I can see that affecting things in 6 months, to be honest with you. But when he's talking, and just in this segment that we're just dissecting today, this part, like, I had no idea that they were like so entwined. I mean, I know that I'm, obviously when I'm watching those shows, I didn't really think about it. And when he started mentioning, oh, now he's dressed in a suit, I was like, wait a that Mr. Cooper was the teacher. Like, I didn't see it. And now it's like he brought it to the light. And like you're like, dang, that's what's up. So this like totally blew my mind. And that's crazy. Like you said, his hair wasn't real. So these are people who we look at every day, and especially young men are envisioning themselves as these black men. And he's already setting the standard that most men can't reach. Like, we thought that was real. So now guys are out here trying to get those same looks. And it's like, that wasn't even real. He never said that it wasn't real. He walked around with that high top for what? Decades?
Yeah, exactly. He had the suits and everything. That was wild as hell, man. That's wild as hell, yo.
I just like, what? And it's like, I didn't realize how much he took of that. And then like, basically just like you said, he saw it, he just recreated it. And it's like, dang. And let's just say, to push the envelope, someone could say, well, Mr. Cooper did that, right? He did what he did, but maybe Steve Harvey just made it better. That's why it worked for him. But I don't necessarily think that's true. Do you think that could be something that could be said later? That maybe Steve Harvey did a better job of representing the same sitcom, or no?
Yeah, I mean, I actually liked it when I was younger. I thought he was pretty funny. And I don't know what Katt Williams on, but I don't know. That's pretty interesting. But let me see what else he got to say though.
Okay.
Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he had 7 TV shows. The only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows. He stopped stand-up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championship of Stand-Up Comedy with one Katt Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people and lost because Katt Williams said he was actually bald and that was a wig. And I went in, and that's why he couldn't do stand-up anymore. Imagine him coming to tell you another story where he got so big and it was Bernie and them's fault because they wanted to be movie stars. What? You called Ocean 11 to get that nigga's part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star? So on the behalf of Bernie, I would have to say what I have to say.
Have you ever been on tour with any of these guys?
Every guy I mentioned to you is not funny out there in real life.
Hold on. I want to stop it right there because, I mean, he said Steve Harvey never wanted to be an actor. And, I mean, I didn't even know he tried out or even wanted to get on the Ocean's 11. That was a pretty good movie when it came out, but I couldn't even. Now, if he was on Ocean's 11, so he would have been playing pretty much Bernie Mac's part.
Yeah.
But I think, I couldn't even see that, man. Bernie Mac killed it in that movie,
He did. And you're like, why would I? Yeah, he's the first one with a whole hairpiece. I think it's true. It's like, now they have better hairpieces, but it's save different.
Yeah, that's hilarious, man. That's hilarious as hell.
You're gonna play some more? We'll make sure. Okay.
So no. Faison's never done his own tour in 30 years. Steve Harvey don't do stand-up no more. Cedric doesn't write. I'm sorry, he doesn't write. Ricky Smiley has been playing the same old black woman forever. Like, you can't get a young fan base with that. factory. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words. He just did his documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was.
So how simultaneously was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy because I mean, like when I was living in Newark, New Jersey, I was working for Urban Legends as a music producer back then, and I was right around the corner from that beeper shop that was in that movie Paper Boys that Kevin Hart did. It was like early, like 2000, like 99, 2000, somewhere around that time. And I remember going in there every day and like we would watch the movie and stuff like that. And you would see him going inside that beeper shop. But I didn't, and that's when I first came across Kevin Hart. I didn't know he was doing anything on the West Coast. Now, according to Katt Williams, he was lying, saying that he was doing both East Coast and West Coast at the same time. That's crazy as hell. I don't know.
That is strange. What did our lovely Miss Nebraska say? How you doing? Kat ate them all up. I mean, I feel like he really did. Like you said, he felt like he had to be the one to call out the BS on some of these people, and I mean, I give it to him when it comes to setting records straight, when it comes to people coming and kind of gloating about themselves and their records and all this, and they never talk about the people who even like giving them any kind of credit for what they did. I get it, but him and Kevin Hart, I don't know what their feud is. That sounds real. They seem like they just really don't like each other. Two small people angry at each other.
Yeah, it's and he was talking about what's his name? He said that this plays the old woman all the in every movie. That's crazy. Man.
It is true. I don't. Oh yeah, Smiley. I've never really seen him do well acting. That I have.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a good actor, but
Now does Ricky Smiley even have a YouTube channel or something like that? I could have swore he did. Or a radio station. Yeah, the radio station. Because he's like doing like the impersonations and stuff like that, like the old lady voice and stuff like that. And now, honestly, I don't think I've seen Ricky Smiley in any other movie since the Friday After Next.
No, I haven't. I don't know if somebody else has. I have not. And the old lady stand up, yeah, that's cool. But like you said, when you have one trick pony, and I mean that in the nicest way, one trick pony, but after a while, that's all you have. You haven't grown any. And that's just what it is. You got to accept that, and trying to claim things that aren't true just to feel validated in who you are. I mean, there's lots of people with one-hit wonders. It just is what it is. You did a good job. Someone liked something you did, but you're not able to produce that kind of, bang over and over again. You just got to be okay with that.
Yeah, exactly. And Miss Nebraska, shout out to Miss Nebraska. She says,
I like Miss Nebraska.
Little men egos are bigger than the norm. The small, what's that called? The Napoleon disease, right?
Yes. Small people are always so angry. They are. They're just angry. You ever heard they say the little Spanish girls are angry because they fiery. They got a lot compact. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Angry.
Speaking of Newark, like when I was up there, I had a partner that we used to rap together. His name was Eclipse. He locked up now for a long ass time, but he was a real little guy. He was like about 5'5". And I remember one night we was down the street, right there around the corner from that beeper shop that was on Paper Boys, Paper Soldiers, excuse me, with Kevin Hart. And we was down the street. It was like around 1 o'clock in the morning. We was out there smoking weed, drinking and stuff like that. And he was like so loud to be that little. He was like really loud, like his voice just magnified. In Newark, New Jersey, you know, it's nothing but buildings, right? And so you can just like the voice is just echoing, and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. And we was down there with like another friend of ours, and he was living with his mom, but his mom was like old as hell. Like she probably like was in her 50s or whatever. And I remember she ran outside screaming like, "Shut your country ass up, nigga!" You know, like motherfuckers trying to sleep. You know, it was crazy as hell, man. But every time I think about that, like a little man's ego, I always think about that time when that happened, man. That was hilarious as hell, man.
I agree. I think, yeah, most of the time, if I meet someone short, it's like they're overcompensating a little bit of something.
Yeah,
It's just like, oh, okay, you got to be bigger and badder because you know that you're a little bit shorter. Okay. So
yeah. It's like you can't be seen, but you know I can't be seen, but I'll be heard. I let you, you know.
right. Exactly what it is. Or, I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that, but some guys who are a little bit shorter, they usually tend to buff up a lot too, get a little bit bulkier.
Well, Miss Polly, word around town is that you like short
No.
guys, right? You wouldn't hold up now. So you wouldn't mess with
Wait,
nobody.
what?
You wouldn't mess with nobody 5'5". Now, how tall are you,
That's
Miss
not a
Polly?
true statement. That's not a true statement.
So
That's
you
not true. I am fair. I am fair across the board. I don't disqualify folks for height. That doesn't make sense.
so have you ever messed with a guy that was 5'5"?
Yes.
Okay, all right. How long did it last?
Probably like 2 years, almost 2 years.
Okay, all right. That's not
That's
bad. Okay.
see, we're not disqualifying people for their height, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Some people can also say this. You don't have to disqualify people for being that height if you don't talk to people who are that height. Okay.
Well, okay, that's true. Okay, on the average, let me ask you this: on the average, what's the height that you would prefer or that you've dated in the past?
Mm, okay. When I was focused on, a criteria or I kind of like, yeah, probably over like 6'3".
Okay, so on the average, right? Okay,
On average, but that was based on that I liked people who played sports, usually football
okay,
players. So if I'm seeing that, then I'm gonna get called out. But I like bigger guys in general, so that's what I was kind of focused on. Didn't mean it had to be that, but that's fair. I have to say that. And then I sound like those girls like I can't be anybody over, but it's like those guys. I just thought they were like amazing. They're like big, they're like giants, like
okay,
Goliath.
okay. And you and how tall are you?
5'6".
5'6". Okay, speaking of 5'6", Miss Nebraska says I dated a short guy once and he was 5'6". Okay,
See,
okay. So the short guys is getting play. I see.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've heard also a comment made, and this might be off topic because there's drama in here, but I've also heard the gentlemen between about 5'7" to 5'11" are the ones also packing the most heat. That's what I was told yesterday, and I read that, and and if that's true, then those ladies trying to get 6 footers and above are missing out, and they talking crap, but they should be a little bit looking for the shorter folk. So that's where I guess horses are living.
Oh, wow. Okay, horses. Okay.
Sorry, I try and be discreet. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay. All right. Well, so Miss Nebraska says I was happy. You want to read that?
No, no, I haven't only preferred to climb trees. Right. Yeah, that's true. I was happy that a big thing came in a small package, but it was too big for me. Dang, man.
Wow.
See, I might be right, but it's not mine. It was not me. I didn't come up with the idea. This was facts. So this was facts. that the women who are asking for the horse and the tree, they want a horse tree. You
Wow.
can't have both. You got to pick the struggle, boo. You got to pick a struggle. And if you what
Wow.
do you value more? This is not me. This is not my personal ideas. I'm just bringing this information to you guys. You do what you want with it.
That's crazy. I don't think I've ever heard of anything like that before in my life.
What those women are look so all the men out here who think you're average, you're not. Y'all out here doing big things, and y'all need to tell them ladies that's what y'all get. Y'all looking for people who are 6'10" or whatever, and that's why you're missing out on me. You should tell them that. You
There
guys
you
should tell
go.
them.
And Miss Nebraska also says because Shaq is 7 foot tall, and rumor has it that he has a
I heard that too, ma'am. I heard that too. This is true. See,
Oh
I'm telling
man.
you guys. You guys are silly. Ladies, you're silly. You're not looking at the right stuff. That's a whole other thing. Y'all ain't looking at the right thing. Yes. Mm-mm-mm.
Oh my
Yeah, but
goodness, that's
I'm
crazy as
just
hell.
saying. And everybody who's short, they also seem to have some nice ladies. I'm just hands
Yeah,
up.
yeah. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, that's weird as hell.
I mean,
I mean, I ain't no chick,
Kevin
so
Hart's girl is not. She's not unattractive. Well, I mean, average size gentleman. Now, he's a little smaller, but average
how
size
tall is
gentleman usually have. Huh?
how tall is Kevin Hart?
I think he's 5'4", 5'5". He's Jordan short.
Let me see. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, he's small as a person. As a person, not as a man. As a person, the person in general. But that's okay. I think he's rather funny. Um,
Man, I put in Kevin Hart height, and it says 5'2". I don't know. Is he 5'2"? I've never
I
met him
don't
in
think he's
person.
5'2".
That's
Okay.
nah.
So wait, was that on Wikipedia? I just want to know because they be lying. And you go IMBD, I'll accept them.
Yeah, and that's actually on IMBD or DB.
Okay, I
It
will
says he's
take.
5'2.5".
Okay,
What? Damn.
Lord, he's like a 10-year-old. My bad. We're just gonna let it be.
Yeah, I mean, woo. That means damn near pretty much every female he dates is going to be taller than him.
You ain't got no option. You gotta go, and that's okay. You gotta be okay with that too. And Ti small too. Yeah, I know. That's why he met someone named Tiny. Think about what that's.
Yeah, yeah, I know Ti. I don't think he's that short though.
I think he's
Let me
five
see.
five. Oh, who else is small like that? There's a couple of guys who are who are short. Even Charleston, he's short too.
Yeah.
No, he might be 5'11". But as you
Now,
know, huh?
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was in Mr. Nebraska knows from a lady from the Midwest like us. We know that a lot of gentlemen where we live or where we lived, and she doesn't live here anymore, but they are average height. They're average height here, about 5'10", 5'11", pretty tall here.
Yeah, it's a lot
And
of corn-fed people in
but they bulky, sometimes they bulky. I'm not saying the good bulk either sometimes. I'm just saying they are, you're not going to see like extreme fitness freaks here. I mean, it is what it is. But sometimes if they're into that sport or something, but, Nebraska's team may not be doing so well, but for the most part, they were very popular for having bulky gentlemen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. That's right. I know Miss Nebraska. So, Miss
so you
Nebraska is
and
awesome. Thank you for coming.
so you and Miss Nebraska be up there with them big linebacker type dudes, right?
Oh, Miss Nebraska. I think Miss Nebraska in Georgia now, but she used to live here. We swapped basically. She ran off to the South, and then I came from the South, and now this is where we are. This is where we
Okay.
are.
Well, it sounds like she's on y'all on the same page. Miss Nebraska says, "I like my man tall, thick, and I don't care for skinny men." Okay.
I mean, see, you keep saying me. I don't have preference. I want everyone to know that preference is gone out the window. About 6 years ago, we left preference alone. Only preference I ask is that you be healthy and working on being a better, you version of you. That's it.
Okay,
That's all I ask.
let me ask you this. Now, I know about your lifestyle. I know about your
Mm.
realm of dealing with guys. Now, the men the men that are in your life, let me ask you this. Are any of them short?
Okay, no,
Because you
but
know the average
6 foot and
height
up.
is what? Okay, all right. Because the average is what, 5'9", 5'8" for a man, 5'9".
Yeah,
Okay. Now, are any of them skinny?
yeah. Or
Okay.
not skinny, 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 but there's I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay. So y'all
You're
like the
taller. You're allowed to be smaller when you're. You know what I'm saying? You look
yeah.
smaller when you're taller, so it doesn't.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense because you can be tall and be kind of thin, but not look small, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Yes.
You know, like an NBA player, they like 6'6", but they're not skinny or thin, or they might be a little thin, but they still look big and when you standing in front of them. You know.
Right. Yeah. Because you stand someone who's really tall, they're gonna look massive regardless if you're standing next to them. You know what I
Now,
mean?
now Prince, on the other hand, Prince was a short dude. However, he had mad chicks, man. He had mad women. And,
Right.
I mean, when you talk about Hollywood, then probably men and women. But I don't want
Yeah.
to go there.
But that's also what Katt was talking about. Also, what he said that was someone who's real close to. So I'm like, I mean, all these people, you know what I'm saying? He obviously is someone who respected someone who had big personality, um, big energy. These are people who are kind of they just give big presents. Because I'll say, even though everyone says, "Oh, Cat Willie, maybe he's not as funny or whatever," he still has big present. Because I've never, even though you see him a lot, I see him on YouTube a lot with different shows and different places, and maybe not every time, but he's for the most part, I think, is in general funny. But like I actually don't think there's been times that I've said, "Oh, Steve Harvey is so hilarious." No, all the people he named, they're not like he said, like they're not consistently over the top. They have over the top moments or something like that. They've maybe hooked up with the right people to get them to certain places, but I don't actually think those people that he called out are that funny. Other than our short friend. That's it. I think
Yeah,
everybody else is like mediocre.
yeah. I mean, I think Kevin Hart is funny.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
I seen a short with like Shaq having bent over the car, and he was like fake, humping him from the back or whatever. And just I don't see how they play like that, man. And he was like a little toy compared to him.
Yes. Now do have a question because this is really really important. Have you noticed too? Okay, and this is very important. Have you noticed in other cultures, right? Men are allowed to have some sort of feminine kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like you see Spanish guys, they're all jewelry, they have their shirts half open, maybe some glitter going on. Like
Yeah,
not all of them, but they're allowed to look a little bit more feminine than black men. You say that's true?
yeah. I mean, if you think about it, even their names, because you think about like over in like Latin communities and stuff like that, like they'll name like dudes be named like Renee. I've never met a black man named Renee.
No, I haven't met nobody named Renee. That's what it's.
And also, I mean, ain't they a lot of those are considered like love type of languages or whatever? Like
Yeah. Like if you have okay, so I like I said, like we said Renee, what was another one? I think we hmm, like oh gosh, there's a one that's real it's Renee. It's like a really feminine name. You're like, is it Shay or Sha? Hang on, I'm not remember this name. It's like it's so bad. You're like, that is a woman's name. Robin's like on the end, but you hear people say Robin, we'll hear them. I think that's a feminine name. But like you said, culture wise, like even Sicilians and things like that, you see them like kissing each other on the face. You see all that. So
True.
to me, they're like allowed to be have these more um I guess like I won't say feminine, more emotional moments. And I don't believe black men are allowed to have those moments. But also with saying those moments are like oh hugging all that, but this is over the top. Like why do we have to like yeah, I can hug a guy or whatever, but why are you making them pretend they're being an actual woman or they pretend they're being assaulted or why do they have to go to that extent? Is it because they think that black males maybe are um like at the point where they're like kind of offended by that and it's like oh let me show you in this different light or is it something else and you don't really know
Yeah,
like
it
why would you
could.
go that extent.
Yeah, and it could be. It could go back to the fact that fathers, you know, aren't around when most of us were growing up. Because like for instance, I own a lawn care business, and the majority of my customers are single moms and older women, like elderly women, and a lot of black single mothers that I go do their yard for, they'll have like 16, 17, 18-year-old sons with skinny
Mhm.
jeans on, and they have like the long twisty, locks and stuff like that, and Jordans. And I'll look at them like, well, you know, how come you don't make him cut the grass? And they're like, oh no, he doesn't have. And it's just kind of weird to me.
they, it is like they don't want them it's like you said like this over the top and making sure they're being they're not going to ever be in that position to be the kind of men that women are actually saying they desire because those aren't you're not going to want your husband to be like oh I can't do that or I'm just saying like you
Exactly.
don't want that but those are things if a woman says I want these things and then when you have children of obviously male children in your possession, you're not raising them to be the men that other women would desire. You're teaching them to be softer. You're teaching them to be something that's not desired by other women. And I wonder, like, is that somehow a way for you to be able to manipulate them to stay in your and in your care, basically, like when they get
Yeah.
older, they're you know son husbands or whatever. And or is that just because you're trying to give all the love you were trying to give to your husband that you don't have to this child, but you're like smothering them with it's just like too much. Now you covering them from everything. You're protecting them from everything, and that's not even a man that you would want yourself.
Facts. That makes a lot of sense. It's almost like they're raising, like you said, they're raising the men that they don't want to be with. You know, and that's, I mean, that's interesting. Miss
Yeah,
Nebraska says, Miss Nebraska says, I couldn't date a man who looks prettier than me, aka Prince, and wearing my panties. Whoa, slow down. Take it. Oh, wow, she wild as hell. She says, shaking my head. Heck no. Oh my goodness. And Dragonfly Jones' cousin.
wow,
That's a hell of a name right there. There
that
she
is
go,
a
one of the new up and coming rising stars of the space, Miss Polygon, Polly Pocket. What's up, girl? And happy Saturday to you and everybody here. And hope y'all
happy.
having a little happy new year. Thanks, bruh.
Yeah,
Is that I'm
yeah,
assuming that's a dude, so Mr. Dragonfly. I appreciate it, man. Go ahead and like and subscribe, hit that like button. And
yes, and Miss Nebraska, the young man. Mhm, yeah,
yeah,
just saying.
exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I see it all the time, and it's just, and they like some of these yards I go to, they'll have a lawnmower there, and I'm just like, why ain't this dude? I was cutting grass when I was 8 years old, so I'm seeing these young dudes with these fake Gucci belt, buckles and stuff like that, and their mom just flirting with me and stuff like that. I'm like, why don't you make, I might be shooting myself in the foot. I ain't trying to destroy my own business or nothing, but I'm just like, like make him cut the grass, but it's crazy.
You should offer, you should offer, sir. You should offer a service where you go there to cut the grass, but also the fact you can teach. Say, I'll teach your child to cut the grass while I'm here, so that he can do it. I know that sounds like take away from business, but then you're also supporting your community and making these young men at least learn some basic skills.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah. Hey,
maybe for a little extra, I don't know.
I mean, that's a good idea. I'll start charging. Like,
Yeah.
bring your son to landscape school. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Shoot, let him know. Say, I'll take him around every Saturday with me, and we'll get him some learning thing. You do like tell him like 25 a week. He come out here every week. You get 20. You pay me $25. We cut these the grass, all this stuff together. You could do like even learn some basic maintenance skills, and he could go out there. He's learning something. You're getting back to community, and you're making dollars. Let's do it.
Oh, yes, ma'am. All right, Dragonfly Jones' cousin says, "Yes, sir. All man, fam. Appreciate you, and already hit it on the way in. Good looking out, bro.
Okay.
Good looking out." Now, Miss Polly, I know you said
Yes.
you had something to do, or you had something scheduled. Now, was that? Looking at the time right now. So, are you leaving
I am.
in
I am
10
going to run
minutes?
away.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. This is, our first stream on this channel. I definitely appreciate you guys coming to check us out. This is my first time ever streaming online on YouTube. So I've never streamed on YouTube before. I do have a bigger channel. You can go check it out. Dead Pill Reacts. Also check out Miss Polly Wright on YouTube and Instagram. Now, I know you're experienced at this stuff, so let me ask, where did the banners go? Wasn't there like a thing where your name pops up underneath? Like the little
Underneath,
tag?
yeah. You can go to
I'm not
brand
sure.
and it will show our names, but if you go to banners, it'll run across.
Yeah, that was weird, man.
Yeah, but definitely, like I said, it was the first time. We were setting up things to have this show go out. So thank you for anybody who did come by. Surely we're gonna like send it out and let everyone see it. But this obviously this big T that came out, we couldn't just like leave it there on the table for another couple of days. While everybody else is really talking about it. So definitely, like I said, we may even pick up another clip and just do maybe another episode and be even more prepared and send it out, coming up, because this, like I said, this particular topic is going to be way, way longer because now you have people responding. You have people responding back to this. I'm not saying it'll go on forever, but I think the repercussions of this,
Yeah,
people starting to watch celebrities in a different light. A lot of people put them on a pedestal. He just basically knocked over the pedestal. People are falling down. So when you're just like everyone else, you're still now going to be held to the standards of everyone else other than the money. Because if you're doing the same thing I'm doing, what makes you any better than me? So
exactly.
I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, and Miss Nebraska says, "I bet most of your female customers want you to mow their lawn, mow their personal lawns." LOL. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah,
Right.
that's true. I mean, I even, I would have chicks text me in the middle of the night, because they're bored or whatever, and ask me what I'm doing, and it's some weird stuff, man. You come across, I mean, they be like peeping through the curtains while I'm cutting the grass, and I'm in pretty good shape. So I'll work out. I mean, I'll cut grass in a tank top. I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? And I'll see them peeping through I see them, just because I like tips. You know what I mean? So I'll see them.
Wow.
I'll see them peeping through the curtains and stuff like that, and they'll get flirty and stuff like that. So it's
You outside cutting grass like Cisco with oil on your chest?
Oh no, well, I mean, not oil, but probably sweat. But you know what I mean. But you crazy as hell, Miss Polly. Dragonfly Jones' cousin says, congrats to you both.
Grass in Nebraska. He's like,
And he says, I'm about to sub to you, Dead Pill. Appreciate it, man. I haven't uploaded a video on that channel in a minute because I got to some little trouble with YouTube, and they kind of playing around. So I gotta gotta wait him out, but I definitely appreciate it, fam. Now, Miss Polly, I know you got things to do, and
Yes.
all right, and so do I,
Oh,
obviously. But this was a good first stream, just testing my feet in the waters, And I know you got experience at it, and you've been around the block a few times.
first
Not,
off, the commentary is out of pocket. He's not lying. Y'all see this stuff? I
I
know my way
mean,
around. I know my way
you know,
around. Okay,
I'm
I
not
do.
saying I'm not saying you a village wife or anything like that. I'm just I'm just saying, you know your way around the YouTube streets pretty well. So,
I might know some people. I know some folks. It's all great. It's all great.
oh my goodness, Dragonfly Jones' cousin says, "I'm mad. I type in dead pill." Whoa, and they took me to a deleted
What? Yeah, you got to
self
put
deletion.
deleted. You know we got to take it down.
Yeah. All right, let me go ahead and
It's
even though
not
it's a
your
good
fault.
thing, heck,
It's not your fault. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I can't even say that word on here.
No, don't do it.
Um, but I definitely appreciate it. So go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe. If you watch the replay, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and
Share
anything
it.
else you want to say? Closing
Share
thoughts,
it.
Miss Molly.
Yeah, we got to share it. You got to share the video and, definitely check us out. We'll get you guys some dates and stuff. We're going to be pushing out some stuff. So, other than
Okay.
that, we're good to go. Mhm.
All right. All right then. Well, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend, and thank you, Miss Nebraska and
Yeah.
Dragonfly Jones, for coming through, showing some support. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Miss Nebraska, you have yourself a wonderful weekend.